We're really happy to welcome two members of our student coordinating team, Destiny and Morgan, up here to introduce our main speaker.
Hello, everyone. It is my honor to introduce our main speaker for tonight, Jesse Boucher. Jesse graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology from Philadelphia Textile, which is now Jefferson University, in May 1997. In 2010, he received a Master's of Science in Administration of Human Services here at Chestnut Hill College. Right out of college in 1998, Jesse worked for the City of Philadelphia in the Juvenile Probation Department, where he serviced juvenile sex offenders as well as juveniles with severe mental health issues, which got them into the court system.
Jesse's history with Chestnut Hill is long. In 2003, he started the men's basketball program here at Chestnut Hill when it went co-ed and has remained here since then. Serving as both head men's basketball coach and in the athletic department, he has had numerous roles here. Over the past 18 years, Jesse has worked his way up the ranks from assistant athletic director to associate athletic director, and in October, he was named the director of athletics.
Jesse is a native of Fox Chase, a small neighborhood in Northeast Philadelphia, and currently resides in Plymouth Meeting, PA. He has 3 kids, Isabella, Jesse Jr., and Angela. Let's have a round of applause for Jesse Boucher.
Okay, thank you, Destiny and Morgan, for the introduction and for taking some of the things off my plate that I was going to say. But the best part about this whole thing is that I get to take my mask off for a few minutes while we talk. And when I was asked to do this discussion with you all, I spoke with Destiny and Anna, Nayeli, and Morgan, and we were discussing, all right, what am I going to talk about with these college students? And they said that they want to hear kind of what it's like to be a college student and how you get to where you are now. And I thought, this is great. It's an easy thing because I think about my path to where I am right now, and it is so all over the place that I want to share a little bit with you all so that you understand that right now in college, no matter what grade you're in and no matter what state of mind you're in, you are right where you want to be, and everything is going to work out just fine as long as you just keep on going in the direction that you want to go. I want to start by saying when I was at Philadelphia Textile, which is now Jefferson University, which, by the way, I do not like Jefferson University at all anymore, but I did graduate from there, so I had to at least tell you all where I am coming from. I was a 2-sport athlete. My goals at the time when I was in college, I had 2 very, very succinct goals. One was to start a family at a young age. I love kids. I love the thought of building a family. And I love the idea of playing professional sports. So baseball was really my main sport. I was hoping to play professional baseball, get that family going, and who knows where I would go. While I was at Textile, I also studied psychology. And basically, I studied psychology because it was the only thing that I really liked at that school at the time. And I wasn't really picking my school for my major, but I was picking it because I could play 2 sports. Not great advice, but it's kind of the way things went at the time. And my goals were right in front of me. And in those 5 years, it took me 5 years to get through college. Things changed all through college. I had the same stresses that everyone in here has, whether it's taking tests, writing papers, friend problems. Went through every single one of those things. As I got to my senior year, I was ready to graduate. I no longer aspired to be a professional baseball player. All the time and energy I put in sports throughout my entire life had completely burnt me out, and I had no idea where I was going to go. It was a very scary time. In the meantime, I was graduating in May of 1997. I ended up getting married in June and had a baby in July. So right off the bat, I had to make quick decisions. Had to get a job. I had to get a job right away. So I got a job at a place called Project Hope in Norristown, working with people who had AIDS, getting them services and making sure that they were comfortable as they headed towards later stages of HIV and AIDS. It was a great experience. From there, I got a job in the city of Philadelphia, like the ladies explained. I was a juvenile probation officer, and I dealt with mainly sex offenders and kids that had really, really tough mental health issues. And it was a very tough job, but I loved it because I felt like I was constantly helping people. And when you're in the field of helping people, sometimes it can feel like you can't help everyone, and it's very defeating. But then you end up getting this kind of mentality like, well, if I could just help that one person, it makes it worth it. And it does. But after a lot of years, it gets very difficult, and you kind of start wondering if this is the path you want to be. Back up a little bit. While I was doing this, raising a family, becoming a juvenile probation officer, I was also coaching high school basketball, which then led me to coaching college basketball at Philadelphia University, and going to school. I was trying to find my way. If you see the theme right now, I'm all over the place. Coaching at Philadelphia University was a great experience as well. I was learning a lot from one of the greatest coaches around, Herb McGee, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to be. So I started going to college to get my degree in education from LaSalle University, thinking that maybe I'll just go and coach high school basketball and be a teacher. Again, here I am, 25, 26 years old. I have 2 kids, still trying to figure out what I'm doing, and I'm not really sure. 2003, I was ready to just drop it all, commit to school, and become a high school coach. And that's when I got a phone call that Chestnut Hill College was open. It was starting a men's basketball program, and I should apply. So I said, all right, I'm applying. If I get that job, I'm going to take it because now I have more control over what I do with my life. And if not, I'm going to be a high school teacher and coach high school basketball. Got the job, part-time. So now I am a full-time juvenile probation officer in one of the hardest parts of the city in Kensington, dealing with kids that have really tough situations. At the same time, at the end of the day, I come to Chestnut Hill College, and I'm coaching kids that are trying to get themselves better. And I loved the contrast. During the day, very tough. At night, it was a lot of fun. And I saw a lot of hope in Chestnut Hill. I love the people here. I love the kids I was coaching, and I love what we were all about. And things were going really well. After 4 years, we had a lot of success, and I got here as a full-time employee. They started a position in the athletic department, and I basically changed my whole life again. No longer am I looking to become a high school coach. No longer am I a juvenile probation officer, but I'm in athletics, something I've always wanted to do in my entire life, but never really went after it. So I'm here, and I get moving, and about a year after that, the athletic director leaves, and I apply for the job. I thought, I can definitely do this. The guy that was here before me, I watched him for a year, no doubt about it. I'll never forget the day I got the call to say that I was not getting the job. I was so upset. But that was the turning point for everything for me. Because at the time, the person that got hired, her name was Lynn Tubman, became the greatest mentor that I could ever ask for. When she came in, the first thing she asked me to do, she said, do you want to be a basketball coach or do you want to be administration? And I had no idea. So she said, I'm going to teach you a little bit about administration as you go along and put you in good situations, and then you can decide. And that's how I got started with athletic administration. If you looked at our record throughout that time, you could tell that I wasn't fully in with basketball. I was doing my best. I was trying my hardest, but it was really hard trying to kind of divide my time between administration and coaching. And the record suffered. The kids didn't suffer. We always worked the hardest. We always gave our best, but it was just very tough to win in a league where a lot of the coaches were just focused on basketball. But I was okay with that because I knew what I was here to do. I was here to help people and get them where they need to be, kind of where I was because I was all over the place. And then Lynn Tubman got a job at Muhlenberg, and 9 years after I was learning under her, I got an opportunity to do this, which was amazing. So the whole point is that I started out having no idea where I was going to go when I was 22 years old. No idea. Now I was starting the family that I want. I thought I had my goals all lined up, and things just kind of were going all over the place. I went to LaSalle, like I said, for education. I left there when I got to Chestnut Hill and went to Temple for sports administration, got 30 credits there, and decided that why am I paying for credits when I can get it for free at Chestnut Hill? And I ended up getting my master's in administration of human services here. So 3 colleges later, and 10 years after I graduated from college, I have my master's. I'm in the position that I actually want to be. I've gotten everything that I wanted to do until then, and I'm good. Back to my goals, my family. 1997, first child. 2001 came my son, my second child, and then 2005 was my youngest, Angelina. And being a parent comes with a whole different set of stresses and fears. And just like everyone else, I am no different than anyone here. I have a lot of anxiety issues, just like many people that might hear. I'm constantly questioning if I'm doing the right things. I'm constantly wondering if my kids are happy. I have so much pride in them, but then I have so much heartache when things don't go the way they want them to go. And you're constantly like living through your kids as you're watching them grow. And here I am trying to find my way with all these different careers that I'm trying out as I'm going along and trying to figure out where my place is in the world. And I did the best I could and went through a lot of struggles and had a lot of days that were really hard, and I questioned a lot of things that I did. And then, in full transparency, in 2018, after 20 years, I get divorced. I now have a broken family. What was at the time the hardest thing for me, to know that my kids were not having what I had. My family stayed together. I had the family. I didn't know what divorce was all about. I struggled so hard. I couldn't get out of bed sometimes. But you keep going. You have a job to do. You can't let the kids see that it has you down. And one of the things as a parent is you always want, you look at your parent as this like undefeatable person, and you want to be that person for them. But it's okay for them to know that you're not. It's okay for them to see you upset. It's okay for them to see that you're not perfect and you make mistakes. And that's everything that I went through. And now here we go, 2018, get divorced, going through a lot of issues, meet somebody that came back into my life that has been amazing for me. It's just another door that opened that I was able to take advantage of. And then COVID hits. And everybody here was affected by that. We all were. No one knew how to handle COVID. It was something that kind of hit us all at the same time. And I found myself having a really tough time getting out of bed again. Because without work, without coming to Chestnut Hill every day and seeing all your faces and seeing the people that I work with, I couldn't figure out what my purpose was. And I didn't know, is this the way it's going to end? Is this how life is going to end for us, for me? That I never really got a chance to really do anything. I just got this job as athletic director, and now there's no sports to play. I just got the job at the top of the ring that I wanted, and now there's no students here. We're doing everything virtually. Am I ever going to see these people face to face again and have an effect on anyone? And that was a really hard struggle. And I had to constantly ask myself, all right, what's the purpose? What's going on here, and how can this get better? And when I sat and looked at it, there were so many great things that came out of COVID. First and foremost, even though I didn't make dinner till 10 o'clock at night, me and the fam ate at the table every single night together, and it was amazing. And it was late, but who cared? Because it didn't matter. I didn't have nothing to do the next morning anyway. They were unbelievable times that I had as a child growing up eating dinner with my family that you kind of get away from when all these things are going on in your life. And COVID really slowed everything down. So for that, I was very thankful. That really got me back in touch with my family, got me in touch with what was really important in my life. And the family dinners meant everything. And so for students, for you all that lost, whether it was your junior year, your senior year, your freshman year in college, that you lost that, you made it through. Give yourselves a lot of credit. Everyone in this room is resilient. Everyone in this room is amazing. And everyone in this room, as college students and non-college students, you're right where you want to be. We have no idea exactly how your life is going to go, in which direction. But just keep on following your path, following the things that you love. Ask questions when you're sad, when you're feeling like mentally distraught. Talk to people. Don't quit. Don't think that you're any less than someone else, because you don't really know what other people are going through. You know, sometimes we walk around the hallways and see people smiling and laughing, and we assume that they're having a great day. We see people with great clothes, great shoes, always have the nicest things on, and you assume that person has a lot of money and they have no problems. Everyone in here has problems. We all struggle for the same things. We're just different people. So I think that when I was talking to Destiny and Morgan and Anna and Nayeli, the thing that they also wanted to hear, the last part that they wanted was, if you were a college student, what would you say to yourself? And so I wrote a couple things down. The first thing I would say that popped into my head was save money. Save money, invest in things, be ready, because life comes at you quickly. And money does not buy you everything, but it makes things a lot easier. And you're in a good position now at the age you are. If you're smart with the way you save, you'll be able to set yourself up for a lot of things. That's a whole nother TED Talk that I'm probably not going to be good at, but that's my first thing I want to tell you guys. The second thing is this. Pay attention to the things that inspire you. What is it that makes you so excited that you can't even breathe? What is it that when you think of something makes you smile, makes you laugh, makes you want to go hang out with your friends and just go for a ride? Follow those things. Stay on that path. That's going to lead you to where you want to be. Third is be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Life's hard enough, and you have plenty of things that go on in your life that are very difficult, that are beating you down. And sometimes you get in those ruts where you feel like everything just is against you. And instead of fighting that, just understand that that's part of life, but don't then on top of it beat yourself up, because that's not going to make things any better. You are your number one fan. So don't beat yourself up for things that you struggle with. Just know that everyone else struggles as well, and that there are people that will listen to you. You don't know everyone's story, so don't judge what you see in the hallway. Don't judge what you see in the dorms. If you really want to know about somebody, ask them. Try to get to know them instead of talking about them behind their back and saying that you don't like them if you don't know that person. And then last but not least is that when a door closes on you, breathe, self-examine, see what it is, why that door closed. Was it something that you did? Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But if you just take a breath and understand that things don't always go the way that you want them to go, by examining yourself and seeing what you have done in the past and what can make better, there's where you're going to find that next door. And the next door is the one that's going to lead you to something that you really want to do. And if you follow those things that inspire you, you're right on track to being the person who you want to be. And that's all I have to say to everybody. Thank you for coming out.